Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Janda, and please welcome to our Operation Freedom platform, WeThePeopleProcessing.com. You know, are you tired of being threatened to be canceled just because you have a company focused on liberty and freedom? Well, worry no more, folks. WeThePeopleProcessing.com is your go-to merchant services, freedom-based company to provide business service payment solutions. We the People Processing provides their clients a cancel culture-free platform which is domestically based. They provide competitive rates, no contracts with next-day funding, a fully vetted and like-minded financial infrastructure, and full support for integrations, implementation, and e-commerce efforts. Bottom line, WeThePeopleProcessing.com focuses on defending your company's free market growth, values, and future. Check them out at www.WeThePeopleProcessing.com. Once you're on the site, enter in password Operation Freedom or call 855-499-2024. That's WeThePeopleProcessing.com. Then, when on the website, enter Operation Freedom as your password or call 855-499-2024.
Mr. President-elect,
go ahead.
Can you say
Asking a
categorically,
question.
Mr. President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be
You're
rude.
attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude. No, I'm not going to give you a question. I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir.
I'm Dr. Dave Janda. Welcome back to Dave versus the MSM. I'd like to thank you for joining me today and thank you for your ongoing support of this platform in networking this information and these videos to anyone and everyone you know and love. The more people we have educated with the facts, the data, the truth, it all plays against the deep state. All of the above. Plays against them. They despise truth, facts, data, and the light of transparency. And the more people we have exposed through what we do on this platform to facts, truth, data, the sooner we end this reign of terror by the deep state. You can join me, obviously, on this platform. You can join me at davejanda.com with extra shows, extra content. You can join me for the radio show every Sunday from 2 to 5 Eastern from Wham Talk 1600's Freedom Bunker in the People's Republic of Ann Arbor. Go to davejanda.com, hit the Listen Live button. It's free for the live version. And that'll take you to Wham Talk 1600 streaming service. Hit play. You're with us. This past week, it ended up being a best of show for our radio audience, the live audience, just because there were technical difficulties at the Freedom Bunker. But what I did is I interviewed 5 other individuals, and I did a segment myself, 6 new segments that were only available immediately for our subscribers. So yet another benefit of being part of our Freedom family and a subscriber to davejanda.com. The title of today's presentation is Truth, Data, Coercion, and You. This is based on the interview that I did with one, if the top researchers as it relates to the, can't say it or else, and Dr. Peter McCullough. We had it on our subscription platform. We immediately moved it at our subscribers' request to the free side, the public side. It is there for you. You go to the homepage at davejanda.com, yellow section, and you'll see Dr. McCullough's interview. Hit that and please watch it. I will put the link in the pinned comment beneath this video. It is there for you 24/7, and I hope once you watch it, you'll network it to everyone you know and love. It is about facts, data, truth, and about what's happening on the coercion front. Dr. McCullough and I present information to you and anyone else who's willing to listen about information that's truly empowering. We present information that will never be seen, heard, read, or experienced in the bought-off lamestream fake media. Fact. And in the process, we provide comprehensive, informed consent for you so that you can make a decision based on your health and your wellness. The big problem, as Peter and I spoke about, is a tremendous amount of information is being withheld from you. Now, I wish I could tell you that it's shocking that we've come to this. That the Faucis, the dictatorial, totalitarian, Faucist or fascist, the biofascists, are just making it up on the fly. And they're withholding critical information from you. I want to take you back. 2008, the advent of Obamacare. Look, in 2008, I went on record. And 2009, as this was being pushed in, by saying, stop. Obamacare is two parts. The first part was hidden in the stimulus bill of February 2009, within a month of when Obama took office. And deep in that many hundreds of page bill was something that adversely affected your healthcare freedom. And I was one of the very few who called it out. That the rationing boards and the enforcement boards were actually hidden in the stimulus bill. Everybody talks about the healthcare bill that passed in March of 2010. Yeah, that was bad enough. But was worse what they put through in February 2009. You see, my big contention, did I believe healthcare reform was needed? Absolutely. I had been pushing that since 1988 when I first went to Washington at the invitation of the Reagan administration. But healthcare reform that empowers you and every American. Not big pharma, not big medicine, not big insurance, not big government, not a bunch of big bureaucrats who have no functional medical knowledge. No, it's about empowering you and your doctor-patient relationship so that comprehensive information could be delivered to you. And what I said back in 2009 was, look, Obamacare is the most unethical and inhumane means of cutting healthcare costs because its foundation is on the rationing and denying of care as determined by bureaucrats who have no functional medical knowledge, who are thousands of miles away from where patients are being seen. And that these unelected bureaucrats are going to get in the way of the doctor-patient relationship. They will set up protocols. They will demand certain treatments be implemented, even though comprehensive information might otherwise determine that it's not the best avenue to proceed. Does this sound familiar? That's what I was saying in 2009. Actually, I gave a presentation that I didn't realize was being videotaped and was put on YouTube. It ended up over 3 million views. Oh, there were a couple of ramifications to that. One is I was invited to be a keynote speaker at the Capitol building to, not that it matters because it's one political party, to the Republicrats in Congress. And it's interesting, Pelosi was Speaker of the House at that point. This is in July of 2009 when they were trying to shove Obamacare through. Remember, it didn't get through to March of 2010. And Pelosi, that night, tried to hold votes late into the night so that members of the House would not attend this event I was asked to speak about, which was about prevention, which is about free market healthcare reform, and also about Obamacare, the pending legislation. Now, at that presentation, when I got done, there were question and answers. Might I say, I had dealt with Congress on a number of different levels, a number of different planes. The vast majority of people in that room, and there were a lot, mainly Republicans, but a lot of representatives and their staff from the D side of the aisle, not that it matters, one political party, the Republicans. Their knowledge base about fundamental and the foundations of healthcare policy were surprisingly little, even to me that had been around the system for a while, since '88. One of the questions that came up, Dr. Jana, I'm going to be doing a presentation on the Sunday talk shows, and they're going to ask me questions about Obamacare. If they ask me what's the one word to describe Obamacare, what should I say? I'm thinking malignant, cancerous, fatal, disaster. And then I channeled my mom. I go, what would Mom say? She taught me about a process, right? I don't want to say governing, but a political iron glove called fascism. Authoritarian nationalism that penalizes and punishes anyone and everyone who opposes the state. Fascism. And I looked at this congressman. I said, Congressman, if I was asked that question, the one word I would say is Obamacare is, in one word, fascist. Because it empowered big government, big medicine, big insurance, and big pharma to dictate care for people. Protocols. You can only have this. You can't have that. Does this sound familiar? This was in July of 2009. I was asked to write an article about this. And I did. It was called, after my experience speaking at this congressional dinner in the Capitol building. And it was called The One Word to Describe Obamacare. Fascist. What were the ramifications of that? Well, one, that video that I did, that wasn't recorded at the Capitol, it was recorded somewhere else, but went viral. And that got the attention of the Obama administration. And between my presentation at Congress and that video and my work writing information, at the time I was writing information for Breitbart at Big Government, it led to, as you probably have heard before, a harassment-based IRS audit of my family and myself. Went on 9 months. They found 0 unreported income. But it was a targeted hit, an IRS hit. And it was because of my opposition to Obamacare and what I was doing, speaking to the media about the truth. Now, it's interesting. One of the other entities that called me was this guy who was running Snopes, I think the founder of Snopes. I'm in clinic seeing patients. My nurse comes to me. She goes, there's a guy who's pretty belligerent on the phone, and he's the guy who runs Snopes. And he needs to talk to you emergently. I go, emergently? Does he have a family member that has an open fracture? Or what? No, he... Okay. So I get on the phone. And this guy goes, Dr. Janda, you're a well-respected physician around the country. You lecture all over the country, all over the world. You have this track record in prevention, track record in orthopedics, track record in publishing, track record in research, track record as being an excellent physician and surgeon. You need to know that there is this, it's gone viral, there's this article out there entitled The One Word to Describe Obamacare, Fascist, and it has your name on it, and you need to know about that because you need to make sure that it gets taken down and threaten whoever put that up. And I said, really? I go, well, what was wrong with that article? Well, it talks about how big government and big medicine and big pharmaceuticals, that they're going to determine how people can be treated in the future. And they're going to dictate protocols, and they're going to ration care, and they're going to say the doctors can do this, but they can't do that. And we all know that's not going to happen. I go, so here's the deal. You want me to find and threaten the person who put that out and put my name on it? Yeah. So you're asking me to threaten myself. He goes, what? What? Yeah. Yeah, I wrote it. And I stand behind it. Because that's exactly what's going to happen if you read Obamacare. And what was hidden in the stimulus bill. And what's coming forward in the healthcare bill that I've read. Do you realize, Dr. Janda, that if you stand behind that article, that people like me are going to make sure that your career comes to an immediate end? This is in July of 2009. I go, really? Now you're threatening me? You are threatening me for telling the truth. You see, folks, this is what happens when you tell the truth. You get threatened. Period. And I'm afraid that's exactly what's happening. No, I'm afraid and I know that is exactly what's happening around our country right now and has been for the past 18 months. Fact. I've had huge numbers of calls from people in the medical profession. And that's what they're telling me. Here's where I have a problem. I told that guy from Snopes and all the other threateners that we call and threaten me, I told them where to shove off and how to shove off and exactly what to put in what orifice of their body. Unfortunately, many, many people in the medical profession in 2021 are not doing that. They're hunkering down. We took an oath to do no harm. That's the oath I've always followed. My concern is by withholding information which is happening across the board. People are patients. The public, our country, is being harmed not just in the short term, but the long term. Look, if you want to go right ahead. If you don't want to go right ahead. My philosophy is I'm not going to tell you to do. People want me to say, don't do this. Yo, you have to do. No. What I practiced in my medical practice for 32 years, and actually 36 years with my training, was, look, I'm going to put everything on the table for you. And only you know your medical history and where you are up here. And I'm going to present and we're going to work together as a team, and I will follow your lead. I'm the doc. You're my partner, the patient in this. And I'm not going to coerce you or force you or push you into something that, one, you don't want to do, or two, you don't have enough knowledge about. So I'm going to put everything on the table for you to make a knowledgeable decision. Not just some crumbs. I'm going to put the whole pie in front of you. And it might take a while for me to put the whole pie in front of you, but that's the way it is. So you can make the decision of your body, your choice, what you want to do. But that's not happening. It's, I mentioned this guy from Snopes. This guy's name was David, I think Mickelson was the guy's name. Because this came out recently. What a dumpster fire. This is from Jim Hoff. What a dumpster fire. Snopes founder, the guy who called me to threaten me, was writing plagiarized reports under a fake name. Spent thousands in company money on a pricey hooker. Does this surprise me? No. The founder of the far-left internet website Snopes, which brags of being the moral compass for what is honest reporting on the internet, allegedly embezzled and spent nearly $100,000 on prostitutes during his divorce. This is the same person who claims moral superiority over everyone on the internet. Well, that was how he... he was going to tell me what to do. Snopes.com, the website that claims godlike status on the internet, was founded by this is Jim Hoff, a disturbed leftist, David Mickelson. This goes on now from Fran Beyer. Fact-checking site Snopes honcho plagiarized at least 54 articles. Yeah, at least we know he wasn't going to plagiarize mine. Anyway, a co-founder of the fact-checking website Snopes wrote and published dozens of articles containing material plagiarized from news outlets. BuzzFeed News reported. After an internal review, Snopes confirmed that under a pseudonym, the Snopes byline and his own name, David Mickelson, wrote and published 54 articles would plagiarize material. Snopes' top editor, Doreen Marchioni, suspended Mickelson pending a, quote, comprehensive internal investigation. Yeah, okay, right. Who are they going to have to do that? Some of the hookers? Yeah, right. He remains an officer and a 50% shareholder of the company, BuzzFeed News reports. Look, they're all about gaslighting, right? What are the components of gaslighting here? Gaslighting, what is that? Gaslighting. It means lying repeatedly. Then, second part is lying with conviction. Oh, this guy's a pro at it. And 3, hiding the truth, the real truth, from the audience. Remember that phone call he had with me? He wanted me to lie. He wanted me to lie to you and the American public. The Obamacare was perfect. Oh, there's not going to be any rationing care. There's not going to be any denying of care. Big pharma, big medicine, big insurance. They're not going to have any say in anything down the line. Oh, no. The insurance companies hate this. Oh, no. The insurance companies loved it. Just look at it when this first part of Obamacare and the stimulus passed. Look at the stock prices of health insurance companies in February 2009. And look at them today. Up what? 1,000%? 1,200%? 900? 800%? Why do you think that is? If Obamacare was so bad, they would have gone down to 0. Oh, no. No, it was all a con. And you know what else is a con, right? Because everything I said back in 2009 and 2008 about Obamacare has come true. Just look and just listen to that interview. It's free on the website, davejanda.com. Just look at it with Peter McCullough, or the interviews I did with Dr. Lee Merritt. We put them up all free. I think there are 3 interviews with Dr. Lee Merritt. The one we just did with Dr. Peter McCullough, the viral truth, facts, data, and coercion. It's not there for you. Interview I did with Dr. Richard Fleming, not only a doc, but a PhD, a JD, a lawyer. They're all there for you. And our goal is not to push you one way or the other. It's just to give you information so you can make the appropriate decision that you want to make. Because of the 99+% of people I speak with they did not have comprehensive informed consent. They did not. Not even close. Shockingly. Maybe not so shockingly when you know about what Obamacare was all about. What we're experiencing today, they want this hidden under the rug. You need to know it. What we're experiencing today is because of Obamacare being implemented. It was the first step of this. And there were very few of us who pointed it out. And the reason? Because of the negative ramifications for telling the truth. And that's what I do. Jordan Schachtel from The Dossier. I don't know if you saw that presentation a couple Thursdays ago. It's by Biden. It was the most totalitarian speech in our country's history by someone in politics. And that's really a hard one to, really? Yeah, watch it. That's what Schachtel said. On September 9th, the newfound leader, dear leader, Joe Biden, gave one of the most tyrannical speeches in American history. For 30 minutes, he declared that the federal government would be imposing one totalitarian action after another. Exactly what I told you about Obamacare back in 2008 and 2009. He goes on. Entirely dismissing our constitutional system in the process of announcing his edicts. More than anything, I sense a panicked regime, very unsure of its legitimacy with the people, and one that is desperately searching for a more permissible excuse for their failures. Because that speech took a focus off of what was happening on the southern border, what was happening in Afghanistan, how our economy behind the scenes is on life support, and how supply chains are hanging by a thread. Plus, that how there is not working so well. Hence the need for a third or a fourth or a fifth or a sixth. Right. So what do? You educate yourself. You empower yourself with information not from the bought-off lamestream fake media, and that includes Fox, by independent media outlets such as this and a number of others. And then take that information and bring it to the doorstep of your friends and families and loved ones. And the more people we have educated, the more people we have empowered. And again, the sooner we end this reign of totalitarian terror by the deep state. I hope you'll join me at davejanda.com, both the free, the public site, as well as the subscription site, extra shows, extra content, access to all of our archives at all of our radio shows, and when there are technical difficulties at Wham Talk 1600, you get access to an entire new show that the radio audience did not, because you're a supporter of what we do and a subscriber. I thank you for your time. Until next time, Dave Janda signing off. Dream big and dare to fail. Thanks for your time today.